Have you ever wondered how populist leaders shape the political culture of a nation? Populist leaders have a significant impact on the political culture of their countries, molding the way politics are conducted and perceived. One such captivating case study is the Trinamool Congress under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee from 2014 to 2021. The enigmatic leader has left an indelible mark on India's political landscape. This video will delve into the transformation of India's political culture under the reign of Mamata Banerjee. To comprehend the impact of Mamata Banerjee first, understand populist leadership. Populist leadership is a political approach where leaders position themselves as the voice of the common man, the everyday people who feel disregarded or overlooked by the traditional political elite. These leaders often portray themselves as outsiders, challenging the status quo and promising to upset the apple cart of established power structures. Now let's talk about the key characteristics of populist leadership. First, they thrive on the perceived divide between the ordinary people and the corrupt elite. They position themselves as the champions of the common people, often using emotive and simple language that resonates with the masses. Second, they tend to favor direct communication channels, bypassing traditional media to speak directly to their followers. This often results in a strong personal connection with their audience. But what are the potential benefits and drawbacks of populist leadership? On the plus side, populist leaders can energize a previously disengaged electorate. They can bring attention to issues that are often ignored or overlooked by mainstream politicians. However, populist leadership also comes with its fair share of risks. Their anti-establishment rhetoric can lead to the undermining of institutions and the rule of law. Moreover, their tendency to oversimplify complex issues can result in policies that lack nuance or depth. It's also important to note that populist leaders can significantly shape a nation's political culture. They can shift the national conversation, influence policymaking, and even redefine the norms and values of a society. Their impact can be felt long after they've left office. In essence, populist leadership is a double-edged sword. It can invigorate the political landscape, bringing new voices and perspectives into the fray, but it can also sow division, undermine institutions, and lead to short-sighted policies. With this understanding of populist leadership, observe Mamata Banerjee's tenure. As we delve into her journey, remember these characteristics and potential impacts of populist leadership, and consider how they played out during her time in office. In 2011, Mamata Banerjee swept the polls, ending the 34-year rule of the Left Front in West Bengal. But how did she achieve this feat? The answer lies in her unique political strategy and populist approach. Banerjee's rise wasn't an overnight success. It was the result of years of hard work, tireless campaigning, and a keen understanding of the political landscape. She capitalized on the discontent of the masses against the Left Front, voicing their grievances and promising change. Her populist approach was a breath of fresh air in the stagnant political climate. Banerjee was seen as a leader of the people, for the people. She was not afraid to get her hands dirty, often seen walking among the masses, listening to their problems firsthand. Her political strategies were a combination of charisma, grassroots connections, and the promise of a better future. Her approach resonated with the masses, leading her to a landslide victory. Mamata's victory marked the beginning of a new political era in West Bengal. Once in power, Mamata Banerjee introduced several populist policies and initiatives. She came with a promise of Ma Mati Manush, Mother, Earth and People, aiming to put the interests of the common people at the forefront of governance. One of the key initiatives under her rule was the Kanya Shri Prakalpa, a conditional cash transfer scheme to improve the status and well-being of girls. This initiative was aimed at preventing child marriage and encouraging the education of girls, a move that resonated with the masses and reflected her populist approach. Another significant policy was the Sabuj Sati scheme, under which bicycles were distributed to students from Class 9 onward. This initiative was to facilitate easier access to education, particularly in rural areas. This scheme was a clear example of Mamata's populist streak, showing her concern for the common people and their needs. Mamata also introduced the Rupashri Prakalpa, a financial assistance scheme for the marriage of poor girls. This initiative, while criticized by some, was hailed by many as a step towards alleviating the financial burden on poor families. In the agricultural sector, she launched the Krishak Bandhu scheme, providing financial assistance to farmers and sharecroppers. The policy was aimed at protecting the interest of the farmers, a vital demographic in West Bengal's political culture. On the healthcare front, the Swasthya Sathi scheme was introduced, providing basic health cover for secondary and tertiary care, up to 5 lakh rupees per annum per family. This scheme was reflective of Mamata's populist approach, aiming to provide affordable healthcare to the masses. These policies and initiatives, while varied in nature, all had one thing in common. They were aimed at uplifting the lives of the common people, reflecting Mamata's populist ideology. They were instrumental in shaping the political culture of West Bengal, with Mamata's leadership at the helm. These policies, whether successful or not, further entrenched Mamata's populist image among the masses. However, Mamata Banerjee's tenure was not without criticism and controversies. The first major controversy that marked her reign was the Sarada scam of 2014. This financial scandal involved a Ponzi scheme run by the Sarada Group, a consortium of over 200 private companies. It was alleged that several top Trinamool Congress leaders were involved, leading to a serious dent in Banerjee's image as a corruption-free leader. Next, we move on to the infamous Narada sting operation. In 2016, a number of Trinamool Congress leaders were caught on camera accepting bribes. This incident raised questions about the ethical standards of governance under Mamata Banerjee's leadership. In 2018, the violence during the Panchayat elections drew widespread criticism. It was alleged that the Trinamool Congress used force and intimidation tactics to prevent opposition candidates from filing nominations. This raised concerns about the state of democracy under Banerjee's rule. Another major controversy has been the handling of the communal tensions in the state. Critics argue that Banerjee's government has been partial towards certain communities, leading to an increase in communal incidents. This has sparked debates about the nature of secularism under her leadership. Banerjee's confrontational style has also been a source of criticism. Her frequent clashes with the central government and other institutions have been viewed as detrimental to the state's interests. Her critics argue that this approach is more about consolidating power rather than serving the people. These controversies and criticisms have influenced public opinion and political culture in significant ways. They have led to a polarization in the state's politics, with Banerjee's supporters hailing her as a fearless leader, while her detractors view her as an authoritarian figure. Despite these controversies, Mamata's populist approach continued to hold sway among a significant portion of the populace. Her ability to connect with the common people, coupled with her image as a fighter, has ensured her a dedicated following, demonstrating the enduring appeal of populist leadership. The reign of Mamata Banerjee offers valuable insights into the role of populist leaders in shaping political culture. Throughout her tenure from 2014 to 2021, Banerjee's leadership style and policies have significantly shaped the political landscape of West Bengal. Her rise to power, marked by her charismatic appeal and populist rhetoric, enabled her to connect with the masses and stage a pivotal shift in Bengal's political dynamics. The policies and initiatives under her leadership, such as the Kanya Shri Prakalpa and Sabuj Sathi schemes, have left an indelible imprint on the state, reflecting her commitment to social welfare. However, her reign has not been without criticism and controversy, with allegations of autocracy, corruption, and political violence often marring her image. Despite these controversies, her influence and impact on West Bengal's political culture cannot be understated. While this case study focuses on West Bengal, it provides a broader perspective on the power of populist leadership in shaping political culture.